Hello friends, in today's session we may discuss how graphic user interface can be implemented in Python. So more about Python graphics section. It is very interesting that how daily life applications are implemented and developed using Python language. Moreover, I will give you an introduction how tincture library is implemented or imported to Python. Let's start with Spider IDE. So here I have a first program or the initials program that we need to implement in Python. I had used tincture library. So if you are using the Python version 2.7, you need to make the first letter of T as capital, such that I am using the version 3.7, so I don't need to use capital letters. Okay, let's begin this section. That this small coding will give you a small size menu bar that have no values. So if I had clicked the run button, automatically another Spider IDE has come to the start bar or a taskbar. So if I click that, that will open a graphic section that have null values. This is because I don't have included any type of graphic buttons, text field, labels inside this functions. So in this tk function I had represented as top. So in this next example we will see how label, buttons, entry and the grid function. Yes, I missed it. The grid function. You may see how label, entry, button and grid, these four sections, how Python is implemented. So starting from the third line, so first line and second line we had seen in the previous video itself. In second line, if you have a doubt, that means parent is a temporary value. If you need to change parent to any other value, you can use your own characters or strings. In the third line, it is name. Basically it is a name that label parent, label of parent comma text is equal to name, where it is a label section. Label only print the value, just print the value for the user understand. Is the best example is if you open Google Chrome and if you search for something, you can see your name. It will ask for your name, password, something, mail, email. This type of activity will come when you go to a site for some registration. So following taskbar name has been represented as this text keyword. And next, the grid section. In the grid section, row and column are 0 because label has don't need to represent it in rows and column. In entry section, you can see the parent has called inside the entry. That means the graphic section should include the entry section also, and it is pointed out or it is pointed by a dot symbol or dot representation with a grid function of row of 0 and column 1. This will show the length or breadth used in the program. You can see the output of the answer where where we generate the output, you can see the changes that made by this coding. And next section, password. As we had already seen in name section, the password is also same, only the name has changed. And the sixth line, E2, that means entry section, as same as entry 1, entry 2 also same. So in the seventh line, submit. So this is the very important thing, the button. If a label with a text field doesn't have a button, it is useless, because button will always interact with other sections of Python code or other section of web pages, other section of activities that we use in our computer or in internet. So here the button has taken the value from parent, that means the tinctor library, and it is named as submit. And also the grid is represented as 4 comma column 0. So grid is represented as row of 4 and column of 0. That means the thickness of the button is entirely represented, and the number, which section or which place should the submit button should place. So I think you may got an idea. Just we need to play this button automatically. See, you can see the graphic section as name and password. Yes, this is the entry section. So let us see with the example. So you can see the third line, name, where parent has called, and with the text field name, the text field name has printed here, and the grid, row is equal to 0, column is equal to 0. So it is the grid. There is no 0 comma 0 grid. And entry section, grid 0, row is 0 and column is 1. That means the row section is 0. There is no need to a second section. This is only a single line activities has been performed in this type of taskbar. Sorry, text fields. So in next, the password section. The password section label has text as password, text section as password, that is printed here, and grid is row 1 and column 0. So this is row 0 and this is row 1. Inside this graphic section, the first text field is 0th row and second text field is first row. And in entry section, you can see the entry section, the column and row is 1, as same as the previous label. Column is 1, sorry, row is 1 and column is 0 in the label 2 as password, and entry as row 1 for matching with the previous password, and column is equal to 1. You may have a doubt why column is equal to 1. I will show you that column is equal to 1 because it should have the second position as well as the whole section to cover the, you can see this. If I expand the complete section of the graphic program, you can understood why rows and columns are implemented to represent this type of graphics. So the submit section, this is the most important thing. If I click this submit, this is a simple button. So you can't see anything more because I didn't post this button. By using this value, I didn't post this button. So that's it with this program. This program will give you a simple graphic section of name and password. That's a login section. And next we will see about how checkbox is implemented in Python. Don't get mad when you see this type of big coding. This is not a big coding, this is very small coding. As previous section, we know this top two sections or top two lines, first line, first section, second line. In this, from the third line, top of geometry is 200 cross 200 means it is a geometry that length and breadth of the graphic section or graphic menu is decided. And check variable 1, check variable 2, check variable 3. So int of variable. So it is a declaration section. How the checkbox should be represented. Okay, fine. It is somewhat interesting. So if we need to see this checkbox as check button as check, you can see this top t text is equal to c, variable is equal to check where 1, value is equal to 1, off value is equal to 0, height is equal to 2, and width is equal to 10. You can understand that more and more programs are implemented in this section. So unlike C, C++, Java, the name of programming languages are implemented. And finally this section will call the package. So seeing this program, you may get confused why for checkbox this much coding is needed or not. Yes, it is needed, and let's run this program. You can see C++, Java. So this is just for a sample output of checkbox. It is not a big section where it doesn't consist any loop code or any type of iterative sections. Just it need to print the checkbox, and it just need to take the input from the user that which programming language is clicked. That's it. Okay, I think this is more enough in this session. So we had seen 3 sections. First section is not included, so just we had seen 2 sections in this Python graphics program. So in next video we may see how this login section, that means name, password entry section, and this checkbox section may interfaced, and how to make a dynamic application using dynamic first application using Python. So soon wait for my next video. Please subscribe to my channel. If you are not a subscriber, please put a bell icon. Also give me a thumbs up if you like the video. So see you on next video. Bye.